with that being said, man, welcome you guys to Against the Grain podcast. There's another little panel that we got going. So Christian and Laila, you guys are like legends already on this. You guys have already been on it a couple times. We got some new faces. We got Mya, and then we got Kelvin over there. What's up? How you guys doing?
I'm doing great, bro.
It's good. It's good. Christian, what's up, dude?
What's up? How you doing?
Back again.
Yes, sir.
Dude, you've been wanting to come back, huh?
Dude, since you started the podcast, I didn't want to get on.
It's funny. And then Laila, Christian said you were on like 5 times already. Is that true?
I think so.
He's been counting, huh?
Yeah, he has been counting.
Dude, I've been here for every single one.
Dang, that's crazy. I know. Thank you guys for coming, because that brings me to my first thing. Like, I was supposed to have someone on yesterday, and you kind of know a little bit. I was like, dude, you got to come to the podcast. But I was supposed to have a guest on yesterday, and then they bailed or whatever. They didn't respond back. So then I hit you guys up. I was like, look, everything's set up already. Might as well take advantage of it. And all of you guys decided to come. Calvin straight from work too. So
sure.
Thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it. But I want to get started with this is that you guys are, the reason why you guys are here and like, you know, specifically is you guys got like this little group going, right? Like you guys are always hanging out, doing things outside of church. I want to get into that a little bit. Do you guys have like a little group name or something? Do you guys have a group text already?
We have a group chat name.
What's it called?
It's the Gen Zers.
No,
it's not.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
No,
kidding.
it's not.
No, they didn't like it, bro. They didn't like it.
No?
All right, whatever.
Who didn't like it? Nobody?
Layla.
Those two.
What, like, that's funny. You guys are all Gen Z, right?
Yeah.
How old are you guys? Can we start from like this way? Like,
22.
24.
I'm 19. 19. Maya's the youngest though.
okay, by like a couple months or something, or what?
By like 1 month. Like a month.
Really? And so how did you guys like kind of get like close and stuff? Was it just through church?
Through the women's retreat. Yeah, and like someone texted me if I can bring Mya, and I was like, okay, I guess, because I don't really know. I didn't know, you know. I was like, okay, fine, but it turned out good.
Nice. And Mya, I know you're kind of a little bit more like shy and stuff, but you're kind of like still new to the church, but not really. I feel like you've been kind of coming. You guys were coming to the prayer nights too, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's your I guess history with like when it comes to like church and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I grew up in the church. I grew up in the Pentecostal church. But then there was a time in my life where we went to like mega churches and we served there, but it was mostly like we were just serving. We weren't actually like attending church, so it was just serving. And then after that, we just took a big break because of COVID. It was just online church, and I just felt like I needed something. And that's when I found the podcast. That's the reason why I ended up coming here.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, I did not know this.
Yeah.
This podcast?
Yeah.
What podcast? This one?
It was actually Laila's
What?
testimony.
No way.
dang.
You didn't even
Talk
tell
about
me.
it.
Wait, so how'd you see it? Like,
Well, because my mom
can you hand her the mic, Laila? You can just hold it. Yeah.
My mom was best friends with Andrea's sister growing up.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so we already knew about the church. So I was subscribed to them on YouTube. And then the podcast, I think it was already on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, it was.
And so I looked at it, I watched it, and I think it was Laila's testimony. And then I subscribed. Yeah.
That's crazy. Like the whole new age thing, right? Like that one? The first one?
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. Laila, that's wild.
That is crazy.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
I don't think she
Wow,
knew that.
I didn't know.
That's crazy. Yeah, because my wife told me, Andrea, she told me that so your mom was friends with her sister. That's crazy. Small world. So you're here like in the area, like locally?
Yeah, I live like 2 minutes away from here.
Really? That's cool. After party at her house. That's so cool. That's awesome. So you found this podcast and you started coming to church. What did you think when you first came? Like, because we're pretty crazy, right? Like it's a lot different, especially maybe for like big churches, right?
Yeah, I really liked it because it was like Holy Spirit filled. Like I feel like in other churches, it was like what Pastor always talks about. It's like a 20-minute message and like 20-minute songs, you know, it's just really fast. And they just want you in and then you go out. And here it's like we sit in the presence.
Yeah,
And
that's so good.
I just liked it a lot. And then I got my sister to come and we've been coming ever since.
That's cool. Yeah, I did see your sister in the prayer nights too. She even shared, right? She even got like on stage and shared. I was like, man, that's so awesome. That's crazy. That's awesome. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. And that's so cool that you're here because of the podcast. That's awesome. It's cool to see like the fruit of this. It's more than just like us talking and wasting time. Like it's really like impacting people, you know? So that's cool. Kelvin, talk to me, bro. Dude, your story is pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
So do you want to share a little bit about your testimony? Kind of like growing up and stuff, like in church and all that?
Yeah, I grew up Christian. You know, if you're Hispanic, we always got that one grandma or grandpa going to church. You know, but I grew up with my mom, but she never really went to church because she always thought it was just like religion stuff. She never like knew how it was to like be spirit filled and all that. But long story short, I mean, I kind of walked away from the faith after high school, just because of like the people you hang out with, all that. I got into like graffiti, so that kind of just like got me in trouble and all that stuff. So that's basically it, But I started I started seeking the Lord like right after COVID, because that's when like everything started like just changing in a way. Like you just kept hearing like a bunch of like conspiracies and all this stuff.
Yeah,
it brought a lot of fear to people. And it's basically it. But it's been next month will be a year since I've been coming to Harvest Time.
Wow,
so,
a year already.
Yeah,
dude, that's crazy.
Let's throw a party.
And you said your grandpa has a church, right?
Yeah, it was in Azusa. Yeah, he was the only spirit-filled family member from my dad's side of the family. Yeah, so growing up, while I was living with him for like a couple years, and then just seeing him, I guess he was just planting seeds, and then I'd always see him like walk in the front yard, just look in the sky, wave hi to people. He'll water his plants, like smiling. He'd always pray before he ate. He'll pray for me. He always took care of me when I was sick. He was always in his secret time, just studying the Word of God.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very spirit filled.
That's awesome. And then you said he had passed away, right?
Yeah, he passed away during COVID. He got COVID and passed away.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah, it's all good.
I know he was like really close to you and stuff like that too, like close to you and everything. That's cool. And then so you came also, like how did you come? Because I know you saw Laila's podcast as well too, right?
Yeah.
Dude, so Laila, that's crazy. 2 people.
Well, I had it was funny because I was applying. Right now I'm working in the grocery industry, just because I like doing art, so I'm really secure about my hands, so I'm really trying to take care of them. So I applied at the one in Glendora, and then the first person I seen was Anthony.
Yeah.
And I guess I told him a little bit of my testimony, and then just like he just told me, I go to church. I was like, oh, maybe I could go one day, check it out, see what's up. And then he brought me in. I fell in love. I got filled with the Holy Spirit, and just after that, it's just been different.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. Yeah, I remember when you first came and everything, and I think it was a Thursday, right? It was your first time? Or no, it was a Sunday, and then you came on Thursday. I think that's when I met you, was that Thursday.
No, I met you at it was the men's retreat, whatever. We met up here for the prayer. It was like it was like some prayer you guys did. Yeah. But it was just me and you, Jerry, and Brother Dan.
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. Man, your guys' group is so awesome. I feel like, I feel young again just hanging out with you guys. It's so cool. You guys are always doing something though, right? You guys are always going places. You guys go on Monday nights, right?
Yeah.
Circuit Riders? Yeah. How's that been?
It's been crazy,
sick, bro.
Yeah.
Fire.
The worship is just powerful.
That's good. It's crazy because we used to go a lot, like back in the day. We've known them for a long time, but it's cool to see like their growth and everything like that. They're still in Orange County, right?
Yeah.
That's like where they're based
the
out of.
crossing.
Yeah, by the beach.
And it's like all people your age, right? Like a bunch of young people just on fire, right?
Crazy.
Sometimes I see like 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds like around that age too, but it's
like
mainly
younger,
like our age. Yeah.
That's cool. What do you guys like? What do you guys see God doing with your generation right now? Like specifically, I know it's like a really broad question, but I don't know. I feel like God's really moving in your guys' like age group for sure. What do you see, Laila?
Okay, so no, I'm just kidding. Wow, that's a good question. Okay, going to Circuit Riders though definitely like opened my eyes, because before I was like, I don't really see people like my age like that love God, Yeah. Like here and there, but not really. But then going there, just like the whole place is packed with people our age. Like there's no one like older there really. And so I was like, what the heck? And it was just crazy to see. And then like people going on missions, and it's just like a hunger. And I think it's because it's like the truth, and they're like addicted to it, and they love it, and they want to go. And it's so crazy to see. And like, I'll be honest, like we've met people there who are still like halfway in, halfway out, but it's crazy because like we still see the Lord working in them, And like we've even brought people here at our church, and like it's like I know that like the Lord is touching Gen Z, like he's showing them that he's the truth. and then like they have that hunger, like that seeking, like they want to find him, they're looking for him, and so like it's really cool to see.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
And I know like on social media, you guys are always posting, like you guys are always hanging out and stuff like that. So that's cool. Have you guys gotten any messages lately from people, like maybe from your past or people in the world or anything like that have like seen any of your stuff? You guys got any messages at all or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have?
Yeah, I've had one of my old high school friends. He just seen like he seen that I was really dedicated to my faith, so he'll send me like a scripture. Other than that, nothing really. I just yeah, I think that's my first encounter with someone.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And it's crazy because I've always said this, like sometimes people don't like reach out, but like trust me, one day they will. Like when they're going through stuff, it always happens. Like it might be a year or two from now, but people are seeing your guys' stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of Instagram, I want to ask you guys a different question, like as far as like spiritual stuff. I just want to ask you like a Gen Z, it must be a Gen Z thing. What's with like Instagram? Like, is it cool to have like less than 10 photos on your Instagram? Like, is that a thing? Like, I think Maya has 0. You got like 5.
I have like 10.
Is it like once you hit 10, you got to delete one or something? Like, what's the deal? I got like 200 and something. I'm like, I feel, what is that? What's going on?
Dude, one of my friends has like 600 pictures on there.
Really?
I don't even know.
But you know what? Older people have like thousands.
Yes, they post everything.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say who, but there's some people I'm like, dude, that should not be a post. That should be like a story.
They post like a picture of the sky and they're like so
Yeah.
pretty and like
What
this is not
is
Facebook.
that?
Or like when they post like, oh, look, it's raining. Like everybody knows it's raining.
Yeah, why is that a post?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. They have like, yeah, I think one of my family members has like 20,000 posts. I'm like, what the heck? That's crazy. But that's the thing, right? Like
Yeah,
keep
I
it
think
low.
I guess.
I think
I
we
didn't
just-
really notice it.
Maya, you got 0. What's with the
Indecisive.
0?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we're just indecisive. Like we'll be like posting something and we regret it. Like a week later, we're like archive.
Yeah.
So you have
so
everything
true.
archived pretty much?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny. That's hilarious.
That's true.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like just looking through the social media. I was like, I feel like a lot of the young people have like really low counts. Like, that's funny. That's cool. What about you, Maya? What do you see like in God doing right now, like in your generation and stuff?
I feel like ever since the Asbury revival, like people have been on fire for God. Like I go to a Christian school and I know that there people were like staying up all night just worshiping. And so I
Wow.
just see like ever since then I've seen people more on fire for God and just hungry in general, like Laila said. Like
You go to a Christian school?
yeah,
Where at?
Azusa Pacific.
You go to Azusa Pacific? No way. That's cool. My brother went there. You know that? Did you know that?
Yeah, I actually I interviewed him because I did a podcast for one of my classes.
Wait, did you reach out to him or something?
Yeah, I did.
I totally remember that. That's crazy. That was you?
Yeah.
Dang. Was that was like a while ago, wasn't it?
It was my freshman year, so I'm about to be a junior.
Wait, you're
Dang.
19
Yeah.
and you're about to be a junior in college. Wait, what the heck? Are you like super smart? Wait, did you like graduate like high school like really early?
I graduated when I was 17. It's
Yeah.
because
Dang.
I went
Pretty
into
early.
kindergarten when I was 4 years old.
Dang. Wait, you were 17 when you graduated, so then you were in college like 18, 19? And then now you're a junior? Are you going to be a junior?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a junior.
That's crazy. I didn't
That's
even know what I want to
crazy.
do at 19. I was still like deciding what like college I was going
I
to
still
go
don't
to.
know what I want to do.
That's cool. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so you interviewed Sam and then you got like connected or whatever.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Andrea told me about that. Did you know that, Andrea? Did you put it? That's crazy because she told me this a while ago, and I think it just didn't work. We were busy or something. But that's crazy. I'm like tripping out right now.
I
That's
just
wild.
felt like God was like pulling me here because like that podcast, and then I seen Layla's testimony. Like everything was just connecting. So I just decided to come. I was like, I'm gonna try it out. It doesn't hurt. I'm not
Yeah.
going anywhere anyways. And so I did, and I'm here now.
That's
And now I
awesome.
have all these friends.
And then your family members come too, right? Do you have like some family?
Yeah. So my uncle has been coming now. We'll see what God's doing through.
Was
him.
is he the one with the little baby?
Yeah.
Little boy?
Post
Yeah.
Malone.
That's so cool. He had an LAFC jersey yesterday. I was like, what's up, little boy? That's cool. That's awesome. What about you, Kelvin? What do you see about like, with your generation and stuff right now, like everything that's going on, good or bad? What do you kind of see just in general? What's going on? Talk to me, dude, from the lens of a Gen Zer.
Probably like a good and bad in I probably say like because all the stuff that's going on in media, like on social media with all like the new age, chakra, all that like weird stuff. Everybody's trying to like seek fulfillment, and they're just looking in the wrong places, But it's part of their journey. That's how my journey started. I was just seeking for fulfillment, healing, but no, I definitely see this generation doing something really, really big. cause of my bad. I don't know. Cause oh my god, my bad.
You're good, bro.
I'm nervous, bro.
You're good. No, it's all good. It's all good.
Speak, brother.
I know. Huh?
I'm just kidding.
Wait, how deep are you in New Age? Like, how deep are you in it?
I
Like,
wasn't-
you had crystals and all that, or?
I wasn't too deep in it like Christina, but I did have my little setup. I had my crystals. I would go to some shop in East LA to get guidance from this one lady. She was just, her theology was all over the place. But
I've seen those shops, dude. They have like Jesus stuff, then they have like Santa Muerte like
Yeah.
next to it. I'm like, what are you selling here?
They
What's
have
going
like,
on
they
here?
have like aliens and all that stuff.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think like one of the ladies, she told me that Jesus was like some alien or something. I forgot
What?
what she said, but
That's
her
crazy.
theology was like whack. It was weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I wasn't deep into it. But I did notice like the doors I was opening, because I did notice I was getting more sleep paralysis. And
Let's talk about that. Have you guys ever had that before? You guys know what that is?
yeah, it's pretty scary.
Like where literally you wake up and you feel like something's on you. You can't move. You can't
Yeah.
scream. Can't talk. Like it's pretty scary. I've never
Yeah.
had it specifically happen to me, but
Yeah.
my friends have all experienced it.
Dang.
Yeah, my cousin actually texted me yesterday. He was like, "Bro, guess what?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I just had a sleep paralysis for the first time."
Dang.
And
Oh,
he was
heck
just telling me like he's seen like this entity on top of his roof, and it had like a bunch of faces. And he grew up Christian, so he rebuked it, and then he just woke up after that. But yeah, it's pretty real.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like with your generation right now, a lot of like people that you guys are searching. They're searching. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy. What about you, Christian? What do you see right now?
Yeah, so I see like the good and the bad, like especially with all my old friends in the past. I know they're like most of them are in the world, and they're seeking like self-pleasure and like partying and drugs and stuff. But I know like me posting like church stuff and godly stuff, like it's making an impact. Because I have a couple of friends that have come here, or they started going to church with their family.
Yeah.
So good and the bad, but like what Laila said about the circuit riders, I think like all the people around our age, like I can see like how hungry we are for God now.
That's
like
good.
our generation,
That's
and then
good.
like especially with the whole California will be saved as well. Like I know that's making a huge impact on the world right now.
Did any of you guys go yesterday?
No,
For that?
I wanted to, but I was
You
sick.
got sick.
Yeah.
Talk about that. You and your ramen addiction.
No, bro. I got food poisoning.
Oh, from elote, man? No
I got
way.
food poisoning. We were in the ER for like 3 hours. I had an IV in my arm.
Dang.
I was going through it, dude.
That stuff is now, dude. That mayonnaise, he's like out all day.
That's
It's
what I'm
hot.
saying. And he had tapatio. He put tapatio in instead of like the regular chili. $7. I was like, I shouldn't have done it.
Dang, that's crazy. I really wanted to go to that yesterday too.
Yeah.
California Will Be Saved, the Hollywood thing.
Yeah.
It looks so cool. My dad got a chance to like be up there too. I don't know if you guys saw the clip,
Yeah.
but I was like, oh, I wanted to go. We had our nephew's birthday and stuff, so I wasn't able to make it, but it looked really good. But yeah, there was a lot of young people out there, like on Hollywood. That's crazy.
That's
like
crazy.
that's wild. Like I remember when I was young, like in high school and stuff, like my friends and I, we would always go to Hollywood and stuff, and we didn't drink or anything like that. We didn't party or anything, but we would go just to find like trouble and just to like, you know, like just, I don't know, just to see what we can find, just to kind of get into something out there and to think back and, you know, seeing everything that we saw, everyone that was lost, addicted, all that stuff that's out there. And to see yesterday, like all those people, all the Christians taking over the street, I'm like, man, like revival is here.
That's
like it's
crazy.
crazy. It's really crazy. You guys go to something else, right? Like on Fridays as well too, like
Yeah.
another group.
Oh yeah.
So what's that about?
Go ahead, Maya.
Spotlight.
Was that like your friends or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so one of my coworkers, he started like what do we call it? Like
Bible study?
a Bible study.
Mm.
And it's in Glendora, and so he started off going to actually a Bible study there, and then the owner of the gym told him like, I believe that you have like a calling, and so you should start your own. And so he started it, and it's been growing a lot.
Really? And it's
Yeah.
all like young adults and
Yeah.
everything?
Yeah.
Really young people, yeah.
That's awesome.
Like high school.
Really? I feel like we need to like, cause you know, we transitioned from like single focus to like young adults now, and we've been crazy. We just announced that we got a church building yesterday,
Yeah.
so I'm super excited about that. So we've been like super busy, but we're gonna get back to like doing events and stuff. But I would love to like connect with you know, different churches.
Yeah.
Nick from Restoration Life, you know, we had him at the beach. We were talking with him. We got some stuff lined up for our young adults and stuff like that. But I would love to get connected with like ministries like that, or just different ministries around here to like connect more with like the young people and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I feel like God's highlighting you guys so much right now. Like we have to do something. We have to connect with different people. what do you guys like? I want to ask this. Because someone had posted it, but where I want to talk a little bit about purity, like in your guys' like age group and stuff. I don't want to say how hard it is because obviously I know you guys like are like, you know, striving for righteousness and stuff, but do you see a lot of like, does it come up as far as like purity and stuff? Like, where do you guys like, I don't know, it's kind of a hard question, I guess, but like, what's your guys', first of all, like your take on purity? And where do you see, like, I can answer it already. I can be like, you know, what does your generation think about purity? Like, it's crazy right now, right? Like, it's always been like that. When I was younger, it was crazy. I feel like it's crazier now. But I heard recently on a podcast, it was Christian podcast and stuff, and this young adult was saying that he's like a leader, he's like a young adults pastor, and even he's like really struggling with like purity and stuff too. So he said that he also went to other people in his church and that they are also struggling with purity as well. So I'm like, do you guys see that? Do you guys encounter that? Like, what's your guys' thoughts on like purity, I guess, when it comes to like, I guess in the church, out of the church? Like, we'll talk a little bit about purity for a minute.
Can I get a purity definition?
So purity is basically like abstaining like from sex like until you get married. Staying pure is like, I guess staying pure is basically like just that, like really like waiting for your wife, like being righteous, like being holy, like, you know, striving for like perfection. Obviously we're not going to be perfect, but like that's what purity is all about. I don't know if they do it back then. They used to do it. Do people still get purity rings? Is that like a thing? No?
I don't even know what that is. It's
No?
right before my time.
Okay, yeah. Like, so maybe it started to stop when I was in high school, but when I was in high school, all the Christian kids, all like the churches, they would hand out like purity rings. So like instead of wearing it on this side, you wear it on this side. And basically it's like, yeah, I got Andrea one. So like, it's basically your promise to stay like pure and like wait for marriage basically. And even if you already like slipped up, then you can still like, I don't know, they call it like get your virginity back basically. Yeah, you get resaved or whatever. But yeah, you get a purity ring. So that doesn't happen no more. No purity rings. You guys haven't heard
Not
of that?
that I know.
No? Okay, maybe we're old and we're getting old. But what's your guys' thoughts on purity?
We'll start
with you, Christian. We'll start with you and we'll come this way. Come this way.
Man, I don't know.
Like, okay, let's talk about it. You and Laila are together right now.
Okay.
What advice would you give like young people that are watching this? How do you guys stay pure? How do you guys stay away from that temptation?
Can I keep it 100?
Keep it all the way 1,000.
All right. In the beginning of the relationship, you know, it was a struggle. You know, she's beautiful. Just look at her. You know,
you thought she was a bot.
Dude, okay.
When you asked her if she was real on Instagram.
I know, right? Don't expose me.
That's true.
That was funny when you shared that on the pod.
Yeah. No, but yeah, we struggled with that a lot. Mainly me, because you know I'm the guy and stuff. But I struggled with it a lot, and then especially since she wasn't saved and I was, it was kind of like a struggle, like a lot, because I felt like I was like, what's it called? Sorry, like being a bad example in a way. Like I was, you know, what's it called? Like I don't even know
like
how to
lustful?
say it. Like temptation, lustful, and I felt like I was just failing God, like in a way, like I shouldn't be doing this. And then once she got saved, then we really like sat down and talked about it, and like I was like, okay, we need to wait until marriage because.
Wow, you guys actually talked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like
we talked a lot. Dude.
Yeah.
Trust me.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
because it's so important. Like especially as like youth leaders, like you have to like I feel like leading, especially like youth, leading anyone, it's good for that person, but also for yourself, because now it's like I don't want to do something that will affect the person that I'm influencing, you know? And so like for me personally, it wasn't that hard because I was just like, well, like I didn't like have that temptation for it after I like started following God and was filled with His Spirit. I was like, I didn't really care for it. But I know like in this world right now, it's a normal thing. Like, you know, like in high school, if you're like a virgin in high school, it's like, you're weird, you know?
They'll make fun of you.
Really?
Yes.
You're
like,
a virgin.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's a normal thing. Even for girls, it used to be like, oh, that's bad. But now for girls, like you see the music that's out right now.
Yeah,
now for
crazy.
girls,
Yeah,
they're like
exactly.
just as bad as like, sorry guys, but they're just as bad as like the guys. Like they want to show that like they're independent and they can do it too. So now for the girls, they're like, see how many they can get. It's so bad.
What's the T-shirts that everyone has that says like "Virginity Rocks"? And
Yeah.
stuff? Is that like being sarcastic?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's not really like they're not really like
So
being,
they're not a virgin.
Man, you see them, you're like,
Wait,
hey,
so
yeah,
that,
bro.
So that means they're not.
Yeah, but like all my friends in the world, like they're still seeking that, and I feel like because I'll have a lot of friends that like have a girlfriend and then like they go through that and then they come to me like they call me because they say that like it starts at a lot of problems and arguments, and then like once they do it, it's like, oh, like her body's his, and like very like overprotective, and just causes a lot of problems because her body's her own body, your body's your own body.
Yeah.
But like with this world and the Gen Zers now, like the world is just different with them, because I have a lot of friends that are in the military and like they can't have a girl there because it's all dudes. So like once they get over here and back home, they're like on Tinder swiping, looking for a one night stand and just stuff like that. They think like they need it, but in reality they need God.
Oh, come on, Christian's
Come
preaching.
on.
He's
Yeah.
preaching. Calvin, what are your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, bro. You need to be spirit filled, so you won't.
Tell him.
So you won't crave that. But I mean, before I wasn't saved, I was actually celibate. But I guess because of the toxic relationships, the relationship. Oh my gosh, my bad, bro.
No, it's okay. You're good, bro. You're good.
The toxic relationships that I was in
Yeah.
in the past, they were very like kind of just toxic, obviously. But yeah, it kind of just forced me to go like celibate. That way, I could just really just focus on myself. But when I came here, it just hit me harder, and I just been focused on my purpose, with my art, and I don't crave it like that.
That's good, man.
So just be spirit filled.
That's it. Just be spirit filled, man.
Yeah.
It honestly takes care of a lot. Like
That's true.
really, when you're like, what about you, Maya? What's been like your experience? Like, you could get personal, not personal, whatever you want. You want to make it general, but just what are your thoughts on like just kind of staying pure and stuff? You know what that means, right? Purity.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just want to make sure.
We got the definition now. I think that it's super important because just in general, like the Bible, it tells you to stay until marriage. And so I think it's just important to stay faithful to his word. And I don't know, I feel like this generation is like, they don't care because also there's like a big thing about abortion, It's just easy to get rid of, what they say, the problem. And so it's just like easier now to do that because of abortion. I think abortion's like a very big problem right now.
Do you guys see more of like people like that have you guys like known people that have had abortions and stuff like that? Like, is it pretty common? Because I feel like when I was in high school, like we would hear about it, but very rare almost, like not very common. But did you guys kind of see a lot of that, or like see it now kind of and stuff at all?
Yeah, we see it a lot now.
That's crazy.
Especially the one right here in Baldwin Park, the new abortion center right there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
First I'm like, let's just go stand in the front. Like, it bothers me so much. Like Maya said, like people just use it as like, okay, well, like they just use it as like a pass. Like, it's okay if I get pregnant because I can just get rid of it. And they don't understand like what is inside of, like even like. I'm like, think about it like this. Like, what if you were? I'm like, I don't know if this is an abortion podcast, but think
talk
about it like
it.
this.
Grab that mic. You gotta hear this.
What if you were the one that was aborted? Like, your whole life would be gone. Like, my mom aborted a couple of kids before me, and I was her first one that she didn't. And I know it was hard for her because she was my age. Like, I can't even imagine having a kid right now. Yeah. She was, she just got out of foster care. Like, she was being supported by the government, and like she worked at Walmart. Like, I know it wasn't easy. But I couldn't imagine, like, if she never had me, like, not being alive. Like, like, that's my life. Like, that's me. And, like, yeah, I love my mom, but it's not her decision to make whether I get to live.
That's good. That's good.
Just saying.
That's good. I saw a quote one time. It said something like, it's funny how everyone that is pro-abortion has already been born. And I was like, dang, that's so good. Like, you're talking about like you're so, but it's like your parents didn't abort you. Like, what if you were aborted? You wouldn't even be here to talk, to have an opinion. It's crazy. Talk to me a little bit about what's going on with like LGBT, the like trans movement right now I feel is big. Like, what do you guys see with that, whether it's like even on social media, TikTok, all of that? Because I feel like this last Pride Month was crazy. There was like a lot of back and forth fighting, this and that. It's been crazy. But what have you guys seen maybe specifically more with like Gen Z, I guess? Because obviously like Gen Z is very like accepting of it and stuff like that, right? What have you guys seen when it comes to like Pride Month in June, kind of like the last month and stuff?
I feel like Layla's the one to answer this.
What?
She knows a little bit more about that.
Oh, okay, I guess.
Let's talk
well,
about
no,
it.
because I really like I really want to see the LGBT community saved. And I feel like there's going to be a revival hit in their community. And I think that's why it's getting so hectic right now, because I really think that something's going to happen. Like, even like with our new church building, like, I feel like the Lord's going to bring like the LGBT community into our church. And also like, it's good to like prepare us on like how to go about that. But I just think that it's just crazy. It's like, even people that I think weren't questioning if they were like gay or straight before are now like, oh, I think I might be, you know, just because of how big the movement is. And with the trans thing, that really hurts me, like people changing their whole gender, because I've like heard so many stories of people that completely regret their decision because like it messes with your health. I mean, you're not supposed to do that, you know. It messes with your mental state, your body. And like there's like this movie that just came out. I don't even know the name of it, but I keep seeing the trailer, and every time I see the trailer I cry because it's like so sad. It's like this girl who wants to be a boy, and then like her mom's like, no, you can't do that, and then she gets taken away from her mom, and then like all her friends don't recognize her.
Oh, I saw that trailer.
Yes.
Is it a Christian movie?
Yeah, it's a Christian movie, I think.
It looks so good because at first it didn't look like a Christian movie.
Really?
It looked like a which is good because people like pay attention to that. And I was like, wait a minute, I think this is Christian. Like I couldn't really tell.
Yeah, I think it's so Christian good because like it was almost like a documentary. Like they have people talking about like why it's wrong, and even if it's not, it's good because it's on our side. Like it's spreading awareness on why they should not transition. And it was just so sad. Like the girl looked so depressed and sad after, and it's like, I know this is what you like. You might think this is what you want, but like you're going down a dark road, you know? So it just really hurts me, but I know that there's going to be a revival hit in the LGBT community.
That's so good. Come on, that's so good. It's crazy. I bring that up because someone came up to me last week or 2 weeks ago, and she's like a young girl and stuff. She came up to me and she was basically saying like that her mom, I guess, like I don't know if it was in their family or what, or I think it's like a friends groups that she has that they're like gay and stuff like that. And basically her mom was like, why are you going to church? Like, you know, church doesn't believe in that. Church hates gay people, like all this stuff. And she was kind of confused. So she came to us and like talked to Andrea and I, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I want to keep coming to church and everything. Like, you guys aren't like this, but everyone's like painting the church to be like this way, basically, like her own mom, you know? And I was like, man, so I basically just told her, I was like, no, like we do not hate the gay community at all, like 100%. Like obviously we're against like the lifestyle. We don't think it's like, it goes against, you know, God's like divine nature and order. But like, I mean, like I told her, I was like, one sin is not greater than the other. You know what I'm saying? Like people focus so much on like gay people, right? Or whatever, like I gotta say homosexual because someone told me don't say gay anymore. So I don't know, it's crazy. But like, right, we focus so much like on like, oh, if you're a homosexual, whatever, like it's like the worst sin. It's like, no, sin is sin. And what I told her, I was like, just God doesn't like that sin just as much as he doesn't like straight guys going after like, you know, girls before marriage, you know what I'm saying? So it's like God's not like just specifically targeting on one community. Unfortunately, it's a lot of like some Christians that do that. It's not God. So it's crazy. What about you guys? Have you guys like specifically with like gay or like transgender and stuff? What have you guys seen, whether it's like on TikTok, like I said, social media, all that? Have you guys seen anything crazy?
I think what Dodgers did, that was kind of like not necessary.
Take off my hat right now, huh?
Come on.
That was crazy.
But that was like out of pocket, bro. Like, you don't gotta be doing all that extra stuff, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Come
you know, I have a gay friend or homosexual friend, whatever. And
yeah, we're okay. Can't say
yeah, my bad.
Cancel.
Whatever.
No, for real, I show him a lot of love. I talk to him about Jesus and all that. Like, but I don't agree how they're pushing it against like our children and all that. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Like for young kids, I'm
yeah,
like, what?
That's extra. Yeah.
When you guys, because you guys were in high school, you know, not too long ago, you guys didn't really see that too much in high school, did you?
No.
Yeah.
You did?
There was this kid in middle school spreading rumors and saying that I got him pregnant and stuff like that.
That you did?
Yes.
What?
Just because he had a crush on me, dude.
A guy, like
Yeah,
another
some
guy?
kid. A boy, dude.
That you got him pregnant?
Yeah, I was like, bro, I don't even know you. Like,
That's
get out of here.
weird. That's crazy, bro. What about from like the school specific, like teachers or like education? You guys didn't experience that, right?
Oh wait, I just remembered that. So I was in yearbook, and we were given like an assignment where we had to take pictures of like certain clubs, and so we were put into our groups, and the friend that I was in the group with, she was like, "Oh, let's do the GCA. I think it's called. It's like the the LGBTQ club." And then I was just like, I didn't say anything because I was like,
So you're a Christian in high school?
Yeah.
You've
Since
always been?
Yeah.
Okay.
All my life.
So you kind of know, but you're okay.
So I was like, I don't know about this. And then we got assigned it. Well, I talked to my mom about it. I went home and I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not going to take pictures of this. So my mom, we prayed and everything. And then I got the courage to go the next morning to my teacher and tell her, I don't agree with this.
Really?
I don't want to do this.
Dang.
Can you please find a way to switch me? And she made it like seem like she was the reason why we were switching around the whole thing.
Really?
Like she didn't tell anybody about anything. And I don't think till this day, even my best friend, she doesn't know that this happened. So
now she does.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care that much, but
that's crazy.
But yeah, I was like, I can't do that. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome of you to do that. Because I know a lot of people, especially like in high school, like you want to fit in, you don't want to be weird, like you'll just go along with it. Even for me, like, I went to like a Christian high school and there were certain things that I've, seen certain people do. And even back then going to our previous church, which is a lot different than our church, even back then I kind of knew like, I should be saying something, but I was kind of just like, I just want to fit in, and it's like, don't. So I got to give you a huge shout out. That's awesome for you to do that. So you've always been saved then. That's crazy. That's awesome. And you went to a public high school? Like a regular high school?
Yeah.
Okay. And then now you're in like a Christian school, right? Do you see it's like a big difference between the two?
Yeah.
But I feel like some Christian schools are kind of crazy too though, right?
Yeah, but IPU is not crazy.
No?
No.
I heard that they were like accepting LGBT and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, when you search up the school, that's the first thing that comes up, like the pride flag.
Wait, on APU?
Wow.
Google it right now. Where's my
Literally.
phone? No way.
Yeah.
Wait, so if I Google this, it's going to come up?
It's going to come up.
It's gonna
Okay,
be like Christian school.
Because there was
then
like a whole debate whether, I think it was like, are they allowed to be showing affection in public or something?
Ooh, like on
and then
campus?
They said no, and then they reversed it.
Wow.
Really? Oh, I'm on their website right now. That's great. I can't believe that would even be something.
Like when you just search Azusa Pacific University and then you scroll down, the first picture you should see is the pride flag.
Okay, it says Christian-based Azusa Pacific University now allows same-sex dating. Wow, that's crazy.
Oh, and it's like really big. Like I've had people there. Like I've made friends that are part of the community there.
Really? Wait, they have like own group there now?
They don't have their own group, but like people that I work with there, because I also work at the school.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay.
and so two people that I know actually were part of the community.
No way.
It's really not a Christian school. Like going from public school to that school, it wasn't like, I just feel like it got worse.
That's crazy. That's wild. Well, shout out to you guys for sticking up, and you guys just being the light and stuff. I love your guys' group because you guys are like cool. You guys are hanging out. You guys are always doing stuff. But like I said, you guys are staying pure. You guys are like setting good examples. You're not like cussing on the side or like crazy music and story. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys just set like such a good example that you guys can be cool. You can, you could be cool. You don't have to be weird. Like you guys can hang out. But yeah, like be that good example and be like, a good representation of God. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's very rare to find. So like your group, like protect it at all costs because you guys are like, you guys are awesome. Like, you're Gen. What'd you say, Calvin? Gen Z?
No. Gen Zers.
Gen
Zers.
And now we all go to school, so that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
You too, Calvin?
Yeah, I start next month.
Nice, bro.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
And you guys are still in school, right? You and like.
Yeah, I'm trying to transfer out already. I really want to go to like Life Pacific or Vanguard, like I told you.
Yeah.
Because I really want to go to a Christian school and I want to hoop.
That's cool.
I want to get back into it.
That's cool. Yeah, I was kind of different, like kind of opposite of you. Like I went to like Christian school up until high school, and then in college I went to Cal Poly Pomona. So for me it was just like so different. Like going to Christian school, kind of being sheltered, and then all of a sudden now you're like at this like college, and it's just like crazy. I was like, wow, like I couldn't believe all this stuff. And that was what, like 2012, 2014, around that time. I can imagine now, like it's probably way crazier. Yeah. So it's wild.
Dude, I was at your graduation.
You were. You are my cousin.
Yeah. Sure.
It's crazy. I love this guy, man. He's always like texting me. We're always going back and forth and everything. But I've seen him come up. Like, obviously I know your guys' stories, but specifically my cousin Christian here, like it's been crazy to see. Like, I'll be honest, we're on ATG. I can't hold back. Yeah. No, I'm gonna say it like this. I've literally had people, family members back in the day worried about this guy. and basically like, man, we got to reach him. Like he's just kind of like, he's just out there right now, blah, blah, blah. Like not too crazy, but like they were concerned about him.
Yeah.
And now to see him where he's at, I'm like, bro, those same people that warned me about him, it's like I told Christian, I was
Not
like,
worried
dude,
about
you gotta
them.
you gotta go talk to them now and be
Yeah.
like, look, you were worried about me, I changed. Like, when are you gonna like come on? Like, when's it gonna be your turn? You know what I'm saying? Speaking of family, what have your guys' like family seen? Like, you guys have obviously changed a lot. Have you guys got feedback from your family recently? Like up until like, you know, last maybe a year or two ago? Like, what's been like any feedback from like your family and stuff? Anybody? Calvin, anybody see any difference in you?
Yeah, my mom, she's just always telling me that I'm very proud of you for how far you came. You know, she always kept me in prayer. You know, she just basically just gave it to the Lord because she was very like scared of like how I was gonna end up, and so she just basically gave it to the Lord and then just prayed for me, and then I got saved, and then.
Because your story is crazy, bro. You were getting like shot at in P-Town, right? Like,
yeah.
talk about that night, dude. You guys know about this guy? You guys know how crazy this guy
I've
is?
seen his videos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've seen videos.
Yeah. I was in I was in Pomona off White. I was off White Street, and I was driving, and I had my other friends in the front seat, and then 2 in the back. And then we're just driving. You know, it's 3 a.m, right? We're just drinking, drugged out, and then I just see a car pull up right beside me, and I just seen some like bald headed cholo just kind of like what's up, and then I didn't put my window down. I just went like what's up.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then and then he went in front of my car, brake checked me, and then they shot up. It wasn't my car, it was my uncle's car, so that was the worst part. But they shot up the car, shot the engine. I ditched the car in front of someone's house. Like a couple hours later, cops rolled up, and then bro, I've had a couple testimonies, like with the gunplay and all that. But yeah, just kind of like that's basically what kind of got me close. Like what kind of made me realize what I was doing in life, because I was basically dancing with the devil, and then he had me right where he wanted me, and then. I don't know. I probably would have been dead or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, probably died in my sin. I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
Yeah.
The grace of God, man, for real. What about you? What about you, girls? Have you guys got any feedback from like family or anything like that? Have they seen any change in you or anything? Because while you're kind of raised in church, right? But like, do you feel like you're a lot different, even like kind of where you were like at to now?
Yeah, I see like a very big difference from where I was and where I am now. Like, me and my sister just decided to come here alone, and that was a very big step because our whole life we were always with our parents. So, and I really like that we did this alone, just because I feel like if they would have came with us, we would have relied on them a lot more, and it would have been like more of a relationship with like a parent relationship, rather than like our own relationship that we seek. So I feel like us coming alone, it's been very helpful for us to just get out there, because I don't even think that I would be friends with any of you if I had my family coming with me. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
but my family has seen a big difference. Yeah, I've my aunts, they're always praying for us. So I one day just decided to write them letters about what God has done for my life.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
I sent it to them, and it gives them hope too, because a lot of my family members are not saved, and it's like, children, so they're children.
Wow, that's crazy. That's awesome. Man, to write letters, that's cool. I remember one time someone sent me a letter. It was just from like church, but it meant so much to me. I'm like, dude, you actually took the time to like write. Like no one does that anymore.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. What about you, Laila? You recently had all your sisters with you at the beach?
Yeah,
Like this last
that's
weekend and
cool.
stuff?
Yeah, they see the change because like I'm really close with them. My mom, I love my mom, but she still doesn't believe me.
What does she think?
She just doesn't like really think I've changed. Like and my aunt tells me like, I know you changed, because my aunt's Christian. She's like, I can see it. But she's like, but your mom, it's like your whole life she's seen you act out. So it's hard for her to like accept that you're a different person, because she's still used to you being the way you were before, And so But it's okay. Like, I know it's gonna take time, and like my mom's mom was Pentecostal, and so I know my mom knows like the spirit of God. So I know like she can see it a little bit, because like I prayed for her the other day, and she was like, "Dang, like you could pray." Yeah. So like it's like little things here and there, you know. And like my cousins, they don't. Like my cousin Mariah was like, "Oh, are you gonna have alcohol for your birthday, like at your party?" And I'm like,
"Oh my God,
no." And she's like, "Don't lie." And I'm like, "No, like what do you mean?" Like, "No, I'm not." And she's like, "Okay, sure." Like she did not believe me, and I was like, "Okay, whatever."
She was like, "Can you take me to a Drake concert?"
Yeah, and
Oh,
she's
really?
like, I'm like, "No, I'm not."
Well, some people think
you.
that's okay, but
and then she was having
Christian.
and she was having like this whole fight with me about like, what's your zodiac? Or she was asking Chris, and I'm like, "No, that's demonic." And she was like, "No, it's not. Like, it's just like, I'm just want to know about him, like his personality." And I'm like, "Well, you can ask God. Like, just talk to him a little more. You don't need to like base it off the stars, you know?"
Yeah.
But like a couple months ago, it was crazy because like my grandma, not the one I live with, it's a different one, but she is an alcoholic, and we went to a family party, and this is like the black side of my family, so it gets a little crazy, you know. And I don't really go around there, and so whenever I come around, they're like, "Oh, what the heck, Layla's here."
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But so like I'm at the family party, and they're all like rolling blunts, partying, drinking, and then my grandma, I showed her my testimony video, and she started crying, like bawling, and she was like super drunk, but she just started bawling, and she was like, "Wow, like I knew you were gonna make it, like I knew you were the one in the family that was gonna make it." But it was crazy because her daughter's in jail. One of her sons is homeless, which is my stepdad, and then the other one he's actually doing okay, but she was just like, "I want this so bad for my kids, like so bad." And I was just like really touched, because I'm like, "You can have this for you." And she's like, "I know God, like I pray to him every night." But like she's really drunk, you know, and she always fights with her family and her sons. And I'm like, "No, you don't know God, because like if you did, you wouldn't be this way." And she's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna go now." And she just kept smoking. But I was just like, dang, like she was like touched by seeing that change, you know.
That's so good. That's so good. No, and it was cool to see your sisters too, because I'm like, man, like I don't know, like I know maybe your family doesn't believe it or whatever, but like, man, your sisters are at least gonna grow up and like see like where you're at today, and like you guys are only gonna get better as you grow, like in your faith and everything, you know. So that's awesome. You guys, all of you guys, man, it's so cool to see. What would you guys say right now? Like I think I asked this in the last pod with you and Christian and Anessa when she was here, but I want to ask this again. What would you guys say for parents out there that are trying to reach trying to reach their kids right now, and they're feeling that struggle and everything? Like, you know, what advice would you give parents to try to like connect with them, reach them? Because right now, a lot of the feedback we get from parents is like, our kids don't want to listen to us. We can't even reach them. Like they're too much into their phones. Like, what kind of advice would you give them to be able to connect with them? Because even like youth leaders, I know you guys are youth leaders too. Like, what advice would you give to like, you know, those like the older generation, I guess, to reach the younger generation? Like even like Kelvin and Mya too. You guys can jump on it too.
I actually had a conversation with an adult. Well, she has a son, and he's one of my friends. But I had a conversation about this, and I kind of just, you know, I gave her a little bit of hope. For me, like I've followed God all my life, but when I actually decided to, or I believed in God all my life, but decided to follow him was recently. And I told her it was because of someone that was like my age. So I feel like we're very much being impacted by people our age. And so I told her, like, don't give up. Don't feel like he's not going to come to God, because he's surrounded by people who are filled with the Spirit of God. And so I believe that, you know, he's going to make a change, and that there's going to be people that surround him that just show him God's love and just are there to support him. So
that's good,
because a lot of the times parents try to push it on their children, and we don't want to hear it from our parents. Yeah. Because a lot of us have grown up in religion and not relationship. And so it just feels like repetitive. And so we're like, well, we don't want to hear it from them. And when we're hearing it from someone our age, it's like we're interested. Like when I heard it about Laila, like her testimony, I'm like, I'm interested in that. opposed to like someone older talking about it. Maybe I wouldn't have been impacted as much.
That's true. That's good.
That's good.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna listen to people their own age. That's why I'm saying for you guys, it's so important for you guys to stay where you're at. Like keep going. Obviously, like stay in the faith, like posting on social media, all that, because like whether you know it or not, people are looking up to you guys. You know what I'm saying? What about you, Kelvin? Let's say someone's like, you know, has the same testimony as you, where they're kids in the streets, they're going crazy. Maybe it's specifically like it could be graffiti, it could be anything. They just have a son that's just like out there and stuff, and their parents are just like, I don't know how to reach him. Like, what advice would you give them?
First, pray for them. Keep praying for them. My mom and dad never forced me to go to church. I had to learn the hard way. Obviously, everything you sow into this world, you're gonna reap, you know. And then there's consequences, you gotta pay for it, but like spiritually. And then that just kind of brought me to like, all right, like I need to find like healing. I don't like the way I'm living. I want to try different things, see what I could find, keep seeking, and then that's what just, you know, brought me to the truth. But yeah, I my main thing would just be really pray for them. You know, try to make them like your best friend. You know, my I couldn't really talk to my mom because it was kind of like hard. She's not really like spiritually filled, so I would go talk to my homies because I'm like we could connect like really good, you know. So yeah, just basically that's basically it.
That's good. That's good. What do you guys think about, like, okay, so right now, like, especially like, I guess it kind of ties in the same question, but like in church as well too. How do you feel? How do you guys, like, what advice would you give, like maybe pastors, people in the church that like, because recently we just went to we just did a conference. We did worship at a conference in Newport Beach. I don't know, were any of you guys there? No. It was with Ashley. My dad spoke and everything. It was really good. But we did worship, and the church there, it's a nice little church and everything. But the pastor came up to us after and was like, hey, like, and you know, we're not that young, but you know, we're definitely younger than him. I think he was like, I don't know, I want to say he was like in his 70s or some 60s or 70s, right? But all of his church is like older people like that, like almost elderly. And he's like, man, like I would love to connect with the young adults and stuff and everything. He's like, but we just don't know how, like, you know, we don't know how to reach them. Like we try to invite them and everything like that. But so like, it's funny because there's pastors I think that are hungry to reach generation, but like they just don't know how. But like, what advice would you give, like practically, for like a church? How would they reach them? Was it like, is it events? Is it like, what is it? Because I've heard different sides. Like some people are like, don't do events for them because then you're just trying to entertain them and then it doesn't produce real fruit. Some people are like, no, just give them like the Spirit of God, like Holy Spirit and everything, and just like revival, and they'll come. And some people are like, no, that's not, like, be too churchy. But what do you guys think would work for a church that really wants to like reach the young generation? Like, what would you say? What advice would you give them?
I think for like our generation right now, probably like, I agree with what you said, just like not that much events, but also like Christian rappers. I think like that, and then like a word after, or like worship nights and a word, just to get them there, and then see, maybe hopefully they start coming more and more like after they hear you speak. But yeah, I don't know, that's what I think about, but that's the only two I think about.
That's good. What about you guys?
I'm gonna have to disagree with the Christian rappers. I'm just being for real. Like for me, like it was I was coming from like all like the old rap to like trying to find like Christian rap. It was just hard for me to like really like. It was too cringy. I was like, nah, I can't do it, bro.
Some artists are like, yeah.
I never liked Lil Uzi, none of that like mumble rap. I was mostly like, I just kept it like really old school. Like I think the only really new rapper I liked before I got saved was Nipsey Hussle. But other than that, I'll probably say just well, when I started coming here, when I started seeing like spirit filled, like you guys were worshiping good, like speaking in tongues, all this stuff, bro. It just like it just triggered something in my spirit to just keep me going. And then yeah, that's basically what it was.
The spirit, yeah. That's good. Yeah. That's good. What about you, Maya? What advice would you give?
I feel like what pulls people in is worship nights and like testimonies. So maybe like a testimony night.
That's really good.
That would be good.
I love testimonies.
Let's do it.
I love testimonies too, because you're drawn in. You're like, wow, what did God do for them? He can do that for me too. And so you want that. You hunger for it, and then that's when you start looking for Him, and you're like, I want that too, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And so, yeah. But I would say like worship nights and just reaching out to colleges and like going out there, talking to people, and not being like religious, just showing them like the love of God, the true love of God, just being real in general. Because I have a friend that she's not saved, and she always says like church is boring and stuff. She did come out to the Friday nights that we go to, and she was like, actually it wasn't boring, you know, I actually liked it. And it was because they're being real. They're not like, oh, this is how you're supposed to act or anything like that, but it's more like, this is my experience, and this is what happened to me, and this is how I came to God, all that. And so I just really feel like testimonies are very big, and they're impacting the youth for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What about you, Laila?
Thanks. I think like, yeah, the authenticity. I love that. I mean, I know a lot of people do, because like once you feel the spirit of God, like everyone has a soul and a spirit. And like once you walk into a place, and like in the world they call it, oh, I have a bad vibe here or a good vibe here. Like they feel it, you know? So like once you walk into a place that's filled with the spirit of God, their spirit knows what it is. And so like it really goes past like entertaining their flesh with like games and events, because I mean, that's only going to do so much. Like it's surface level, you know? It goes into like getting to their spirit by being authentic and giving that worship that is fire. And like even for the leaders to fast and pray and like just really like step into the holies of holies, so that you can bear the fruit, you know what I mean? So that you can go up there and like just preach fire and sing, and it's fire, and people can come in and kids can come in and just say like, I don't know what this is, but I love it and I don't want to leave. And then I think like the peer influence too, like just being around people that are young and on fire for God, like it's going to bring them in, you know? Even like having this friend group, it's like, yeah, we're already saved, but it's encouraging, you know? And like we've hung out with like lots of people before, but like this is like, it's different. Like you just click differently, and it feels good. Like when it's a God ordained friendship, like it feels so good. It's like you just can't stop laughing. Like you just go home filled with the joy of the Lord, because the Lord put this together. And like the Lord will do that in churches, you know? It just takes prayer and letting the Lord move, because it's him, it's not us. We just have to let him put everything in place and align it, and we're just like his temples that he's gonna work through, you know?
Dude, Laila I feel like she's been saved for like all her life.
I know.
Bro, she's
like,
on fire, bro.
Preach.
She's on fire.
No, but I agree with
That's so
Laila
good,
said.
Laila. That's so good.
Because
Love
like,
it.
we've hung out with other people before, like in the world, and it's just different, because they were always drinking and smoking and driving fast, crazy music. So that's why I really like, what's that, like, you really like enjoy this friendship, but it's like that fancy word. I don't know what it is, but like I really love this friendship, because we're always doing stuff, and you know, God is in our center.
That's so good.
And just
That's
like
good, bro.
we
That's good.
uplift each other, you know? Just we push
Bible
each other.
plan.
Motivate
Yeah,
each
exactly.
other.
Nice.
I told him, I was like, God has to be at the center of this
Yeah.
friendship, or it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Someone told me, hold on, I want to ask a question. Someone told me on TikTok there's a thing called like, oh, like I would ship them. Is that only like for relationships?
Yeah, it's
I
only
think
for
so,
relationships.
yeah.
So I can't ship you guys
No.
together. Okay. I'm old.
Please don't.
I'm old. Because they said like, oh, I would ship them, but I'm like, what does that mean? Like, oh, like this relationship. But that's like
Friendship
that's like a
then?
boyfriend girlfriend thing.
Yeah.
Only. Okay. I won't say it then.
All right, we're gonna cut that.
No, I learned a lot. In our last one, we had like a Gen Z like vocabulary section. Like you guys are teaching me like different words and everything like that. It was so
That's
funny.
good.
But yeah, someone told me about that, about like shipping people. So that's funny. Okay, I'm gonna flip it on you guys. I'm gonna flip it on you guys. We're gonna turn it up a little bit. Check this out. Okay.
It's getting hot in here.
I want to talk about friendship groups in church, because I've heard like, okay, we also have friends in our church, right? The people that are close with, whatever. And a lot of times people have come to us through all the years of ministry, and they'll say something like, you should not have friends group in church. You guys are like basically being a clique. You guys are not inviting certain people. You guys only hang out with each other. Have you guys experienced any comments like that? And if you haven't, what are your thoughts on that? How would you respond to someone that comes to you and says like, oh, you guys shouldn't be doing what you're doing right here?
Like, bro, you're tripping.
Kelvin trying to catch the fade outside or what?
Them holding hands.
Like, I don't see a problem with it. If anything won't invite you, like, just come through.
True. Yeah.
Ask you shall receive.
Oh,
Come on, bro,
talk to him,
Facts.
Kelvin.
Yeah.
Tell him.
Reach out.
Reach out.
Yeah, that's
yo.
true.
That's all it is.
I feel like I've gotten a lot of comments like that, because it's not like we don't want them to hang out, but they flake a lot. And if we have plans and they try to switch the plans up, it's like we had something planned already. Like you can meet us there and join us, but if like say like, because we have our own friend group, you know, but people could always join us. But if they don't like to hang out with us, like, then we know that they didn't like enjoy themselves with us, then we probably won't invite them again. Or we do.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, Kelvin! No name drops.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
my bad.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Cut.
I'm just kidding.
We
I'm
tried to
just
invite
kidding.
her. We tried to invite her.
Stop, bro. I didn't say that.
Oh man.
Yeah, we love bro. We love,
Stop again.
Cut.
we love it. We love
Oh my gosh. But yeah.
We'll clip it. We'll clip
I
it. We'll
don't
clip
know.
it.
It's like you have to
That's funny.
vibe with the person.
Yeah.
If they're like boring and too like mature, I feel like we're mature,
Yeah, I
but
get
we
you, I
always
get you.
joke
I get
around,
you.
you know.
I get you.
Anyways.
But
I get you.
if someone's too serious, it's like,
Yeah.
well, it is awkward.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's funny. Okay, my little friend group that we have is older than you guys, but I feel like we're very young still too.
Yeah.
And there's sometimes like, there could be like older people or whatever, or even sometimes people your own age. You just feel like, like we kind of want to have more fun than just like, some people are more mature than others. And I don't want to say that we're immature or even you guys. I'm not going to say you guys are immature, but yeah, you guys might be different. You guys like to go out more, have fun. I feel like your guys' friends group remind me of a lot like our friends group. Even though like I said, we're older, we still like to go out and do things and stuff. So it's cool.
We're gonna have to do a get together.
Yeah.
Come on.
Or a little bowling night, us versus you guys or something.
Yes,
Oh.
that'd be fun.
The millennials versus Gen Z, something. I don't
I'm
know,
pretty
figure it
nice
out.
at bowling, so.
Okay,
Yeah, he's pretty good.
But okay, personally,
Yeah, talk
because
about it.
I know at the Women's Retreat I spoke about this. Oh, you were there. Yeah. So, okay, I was talking about how like I felt excluded because of the groups at church. Like when I first came, like I felt like that. But then also like I also felt like no one was in my age range. But then like there were certain events where I would hang out with people and I just felt like I was like no one would talk to me and like it sucked, or like but then again, like I wouldn't reach out to like any groups and be like, hey, let's hang out. Like I never did. Like, and I guess it's like I just felt like I wouldn't be accepted or I didn't belong because they already had their clique. But like I was just telling someone about this, like that's the enemy because like communication is key in a church. And like people are automatically going to form groups because like, we're all in the same age group and then there's other people that, and also some people like the same things, it's just going to happen. But like us, if anyone ever wants to hang out, we're like, yeah, come on. And even if they don't like invite themselves, like we'll always be like, hey, you want to come? Like, because I hate to make people feel unincluded because like, I know how it feels and it sucks, you know? And like, even when I see people doing it and even if it's not intentional, I'm like, no, like let them come because like, it's just like that feeling sucks. And honestly, like the enemy can easily get into their mind and they can go into a dark place just because you didn't want them in your car. Like just bring them with you. Like it's not that big
in
of a
the trunk
deal.
or something.
Yes,
On the
like
roof,
put them
put
on
them
the
in.
top. Yes, sit on the lap. I don't know, but
That's good, Laila. That's really good. That's really good.
It's funny because like growing up in HCC, I've been here since the start. I've always, as a kid, I would always like invite myself to hang out with you and
We
Andrea
know.
and everybody. Yeah.
You
So-
would. No, and I like what you said, Leigh. That's really good. Because we hear that a lot, like, clicks and stuff like that. But I feel like, okay, when it comes to like Jesus, right? If you think about him, he had his disciples. He had his 11 or 12. And it doesn't mean that, it says, and even in the word, like, go out and make disciples of all nations. There could have been a person that got saved and watched the 12 and be like, oh, like, why can't I be part of his 12 or whatever? But that was like his called people. Those are the people that he fellowshiped with. So I don't think Friends Group is bad, but I do think we should always like kind of have our lenses out where it's not just like we just kind of gravitate towards each other. It's good to like look around and to be able to like at least say hi or whatever, phone numbers, Instagrams, whatever and stuff. But I do believe that there is going to be a group that's, you can have a close group that you're going to keep each other accountable. You're going to tell each other your secrets because let's be honest, you can't trust everybody in church. Like straight up, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
You can't just open up to everybody in church. This little group right here, you guys are already comfortable. You guys know each other, trust each other. You guys can open up to each other. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's a bad thing, but it's just funny that people would do that. So I wanted to throw that to you guys and flip it to you guys because I'm telling you, people will like I said, if they haven't already, I'm sure eventually it might come up where they'd be like, oh, why do they only hang out or their little group or whatever? And it's like they throw little shots and it's like, I don't know if you guys have heard this. Have you guys heard about the orphan spirit? Have you guys heard about that before?
Oh yeah,
No?
I had that spirit.
No.
I know what that is.
What is it?
So
It's like
basically,
rejection
yeah,
and all
talk about
that
it.
stuff. It sucks. Yeah. Well, like you just feel like you don't belong anywhere. And I felt that my whole life. Like in my friends group, I felt like I was always the one in the back. And like it feels like you could feel it like deep in there. Like it sucks. And then like you go home and you're just crying. Like you feel like no one likes you. And it's crazy because like these thoughts go in your head like, oh, they don't like you. Or like what
Yeah.
you said was so awkward. They're never going to want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Or they don't want you here. It's just
Yeah.
like that spirit of like, I don't belong anywhere.
Yeah, it's that. It's basically like sometimes it's even things that are irrational. Like it could be like, it could be dumb. Like someone doesn't say hi to you, and it maybe they literally just didn't see you, or they were just busy or something. And all of a sudden you go home and you're like, oh my gosh, like no one likes me now, and I'm leaving the church now. We've seen it so many times in ministry where people come and go, and they have this, and it's the thing about the orphan spirit. It's so hard to like call it out because then they can easily so get offended because they have this
Yeah,
spirit.
it's
It's
so
like a
true.
double thing,
Yes.
like, you know what I'm saying? And then they start, if they let it continue, they'll even be more like, oh my God, they really think this is about me because now they're saying I have a spirit. It's just so hard. It's one of the craziest ones to break because it's not really like, it's not like an addiction of like sin or drugs or alcohol. You know what I'm saying? That's very like, okay, I need to get rid of this. It's like deep inside of you. And sometimes people don't even know it's there. Only you know, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it affects so many people. So like, yeah, like I said, if someone can come to your guys' group and have an orphan spirit, and then, you know, you guys go hang out and didn't invite them one time, and all of a sudden it's like, now I'm leaving the church because no one likes me and no one says hi to me and no one does this and everyone's this. It's like, it's a generalization, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's crazy. But no, you guys are awesome. I encourage you guys to keep doing what you guys are doing. Like you guys, a lot of us talk about you guys, you know what I'm saying? Like some of those older people, we talk about you guys all the time. Yeah, we do. We're just like, man, we love their group because it reminds us of us. Even Andrea and I, we talk and we were talking about you guys. I told her I was having you on the podcast. And when we were first saved, like when we started the Bible study and stuff, we'd go to our church Wednesday nights, our previous church. Thursdays was the Bible study. And then Friday nights we would go to the one in Diamond Bar, what's it called? Calvary Chapel in Diamond Bar. It's called the Whosoevers. They're still around and stuff. But we would do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday we would hang out, and then Sunday's church again. You know what I'm saying? So we were always together. And I'll never forget our previous pastor, our youth pastor, came to us and pulled us aside and told us, you know, like, you guys shouldn't be always doing as much church stuff as you guys are doing. He told us, he's like, you guys are always everywhere. You guys are always going to places. Like, you guys are going to get burnt out of, like, basically of God and stuff. Like, you guys need to slow down. And, like, he basically would have said that to you guys because you guys are doing Sundays at our church, Mondays, then you guys are doing Thursdays, and then Fridays. You guys are always doing something. Like, people could look at you guys and be like, don't get burnt out. But for me, I'm like, no, like I guess for some people that can happen, but when it's a genuine relationship, it's kind of like Andrea and I, when we were first together, we saw each other so much, like every day. It kind of reminds me of like you two. You guys are always together, like always driving each other, like him picking you up, whatever. You guys are always together. And people would always tell us, like, be careful because you guys didn't get sick of each other. Like, they would literally tell us this. And it's like, no, we're good. Like, we love each other. We're best friends or whatever. And because it was a genuine relationship, you know what I'm saying? So all that to say is keep going. I encourage you guys to keep plugging in. And it's just so amazing. I can't wait to see where you guys are going to be. Like, I know you guys are in ministry right now, but like Mya and even Kelvin, like, to see, like, be ready for ministry too. Like, you guys are not too young. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know you guys are, because Mya, you're 6. How long have you been in our church now?
About 6, 7.
Because it was in the beginning of the year, right? You started?
What the heck?
Yeah.
Media
And then
team.
Calvin, you said you're about to hit a year?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would encourage you guys, like, man, get ready to see what God's going to do, whether it's youth, whether it's, I don't know, anything, serving, any type of thing. Like, now with the new building, like, there's going to be so much, like, other ministries. I'm just excited for what God's doing. So, anything else you guys want to add before we end? Does anybody feel led to talk about anything like that? You guys are good?
I just wanted to ask you, like, since you brought up the new building, what's been your favorite building out of all of them?
That's a good question.
We had the YMCA gym, we had the ballroom, we had the warehouse, we had the women's club. What else did we have?
I love it here. I love it here because obviously we have the podcast going. Here's where the podcast really blew up in the last month, dude. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's been wild. So many people have reached out to me, messages, follows, all that stuff. It's been crazy. It's been awesome. So I would say here for sure, especially like the worship nights. Even were you guys all here for the bonfire that we had outside for young adults?
Yeah.
You weren't here?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, you missed it. It was so good.
Missed it, bro.
It was so good. We had a really good time, but that was like our first young adults event that we had here and stuff. We're gonna do more, but I would say this building for sure. But I'm excited about the new space. It's gonna be so cool. Like everything that we have going, we're doing planning right now, the stage, all that. It's gonna be cool. And then there's other space there for us to use, and it's gonna be really cool. So I'm gonna miss this place. But well, yeah. With that being said, thank you guys so much for coming on. I appreciate you guys. Before we end, I want to ask if someone can pray us out, specifically for like Gen Z and everything like that. Laila, you already have the mic. Would you mind just praying us out?
Okay.
And then just Gen Z, just your generation.
Yes,
you can
of
pass it if you
course.
want. You had the mic, but it's up to you.
All right. So, Father God, I just thank you, Lord. I thank you for your spirit, for your fire, Lord, the fire that you're just pouring out onto this generation, God. God, I pray that we do not grow weary, Lord, that the ones that are saved now and the ones that are on fire, God, that you send us, Lord. Send us in boldness, Lord, in strength, and give us courage, Lord. And Lord, I just pray that we stay fixated on you, God, on your face, Lord, in the word of God, Lord. I just pray that we dive deep into your word, into the knowledge of God, Lord, that you fill us with the Spirit, fill us with wisdom, fill us with the fire, Lord, because you truly are the King of glory. And Lord, I pray that we use our lives to glorify your name, God. Lord, I thank you that we are saved at such a young age, God, so that we can use our entire lives to serve the kingdom of heaven, so that we can use our entire lives to exalt your name and to glorify your name. So Lord, I pray, Lord, and I just pray for anyone that's watching this podcast, Lord, if they have the spirit of an orphan, Lord, I just pray that you break it off right now in the mighty name of Jesus. God, I pray that you bring them home and remind them of who their father is and where they belong. Lord, I pray that you just fill them with the love of God. Remind them, God, that you surround them with the love, that it is within them, that it is all around them, and it always will be, Lord. I thank you that you are faithful, that you are consistent, God, and that you never, ever leave us. We thank you for this time. We thank you for this friendship, Lord. We thank you for our lives, God, and we just praise you. We glorify you every day, all day. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Man, I gotta have you guys on again. I feel like I want to have like a whole panel one day, like a bunch of you guys. But yeah, thank you guys for coming on, especially last minute. But like I said, keep going, keep burning for God, keep impacting your generation. And I'm excited to see where you guys are gonna be in like 5 years from now, because the amount of growth you guys have already is just wild. So keep going, guys. I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And with that being said, we'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.